Good afternoon, everybody, and a very warm welcome to Loughborough University Stadium, the home of Loughborough Students Football. This afternoon we give up our fantastic stadium to our friends at Birmingham City.
Good afternoon and welcome to LUTV's coverage of this Premier League Cup clash between Birmingham City under-23s and Leeds United's 23s. The game from Loughborough University. Leeds wearing their away strip today. As you can see, the grey with the pink trim, and Birmingham in their traditional blue and white. So these two teams are no strangers to each other. They're both in the PDL North. Leeds in third, Birmingham in fourth, and 4 points separate the two. Leeds have a game in hand, and that league game to be played later in the campaign. In terms of the teams today, we'll start with the Whites. It is Ilan Meslier in goal. Bryce Zanna will captain the side. In fact, we'll go with Birmingham today, of course. Mo Ramos, Ben Forrest in there. It is Ryan Burke, Kane Thompson-Sommers, Joe Redmond, Geraldo Bajrami, Kyle Hurst, Kylan Boyd-Munns, Jayden Reid, Odin Bailey and Jack Concannon. Nico Gordon, Josh Bradley-Hurst, Tate Campbell, Amari Miller and Aidan George. For the Whites, Ilan Meslier, as I say, Bryce Zanna will skipper the side. It is Pascal Struick, Nuan Kenner, Joseph Stanley, who's played a couple of games for the under-18s, makes his first bow for the 23s. Charlie Cresswell, Niall Huggins, Jack Jenkins, Ryan Edmondson, Matthias Bogus and Liam McCarran. The subs for Carlos Colbran, Harrison Mayle, Stuart McKinstry, Cole Gibbon, Max McMillan and Bobby Camwer. Today's referees, Alan Dale, assisted by David Hutton, Declan O'Shea. Fourth official is Richard Ely. So, almost ready. Bryce Zanna, as I say, the skipper. For the Whites, so as I mentioned, come into the game in good form. They've got 8 in a row now unbeaten. It's 7 wins, 1 draw. That game on Monday was pretty difficult to say the least, beating Crewe in quite miserable and horrible conditions. Shackleton and Struick with the goals. Before that, a 5-0 success over Hull. A draw with Forest, beating Bolton 5-1 and Sheffield Wednesday 1-0. This is the Premier League Cup, of course, so Leeds looking to get their first win in the competition. Sitting bottom of the table, but they do have a game less than the likes of Wolves. So than Birmingham and Derby, as the Blues do get this game under the way. The pitch looks in good condition in Loughborough. Definite difference from the game we covered on Monday as Zanna intercepts. There is Meslier, Cresswell. Here is the youngster Stanley. Pascal Struick looks like he's playing left wing back, but of course he can adapt should he need to play centre half. Owen Kennett also can play a bit further forward. He's just to the right of Cresswell now, who receives possession. Cresswell across to Stanley. Too much pressure on the Whites. Here is Cresswell again. That's a lovely ball out to Struick. Allowed him to attack it first time, and now a ball forward. McCarran comes just in front of Bogus. Bogus is going to turn inside. Struick coming further forward, and his Polish midfielder just doesn't get enough on the ball, but he's going to work really hard to go and get it back, and Kenner gets it just about enough of a touch to slow the move down for a split second. Bogus does really well to get to the ball, and now he will come forward. That's good work from Leeds number 10. Gave the ball away himself and went to win it back. Edmondson trying to put the pressure on, and that will trickle into the hands of Mo Ramos in the Birmingham goal. Interception from Niall Huggins, who was impressive against Crewe. top, Birmingham coming forward. Out comes Meslier. Offside flag had gone up anyway to deny Kyle Hurst. Nice one out to left for Stanley. Top to McCarran. McCarran keeping the ball close to his feet. That's a ball touch from Leeds in midfield. Jenkins goes to the floor. He has to get up quick to try and get back, and Stanley comes into the middle across to help, and Jenkins gets a foot to that. Boyd Munce. He's stretched a little. Shot's going to come in. It's good defending from Cresswell. There is Jenkins just trying to scoop it up to Burgess, and that's calm and assured as Stewart gets it. That's better from Leeds. Stewart's just going to put a little too much on that. Leeds do well to win a throw, and Burgess just getting a late touch to flick it off the Birmingham man. No one can it. Touching ball out to the left. McCarran brings it under control. It's a good ball to Tony Stewart. McCarran nips back in. Needs some help though. He wins a corner. Leeds appealing, and the corner's being given. Plenty of bodies forward for Leeds. Over the head of the first three towards the far post. Fall to Jenkins. Kenner just makes sure that he can take a touch. Good shielding from him. Meslier out to the right. Kenner has had a good spell in the team last couple of weeks. Goes to Cresswell. Here is Stanley. Good ball forward to McCarran. To Cresswell. Still early stages of this Premier League Cup clash. Not too much happened in the first few minutes. That's a good run from Mazzana, but he just gets caught in possession in the final stages. Just about to pull the trigger and make the pass. Now under pressure, Leeds. Jenkins has to get back. Here comes Noah Kenner to do just that, and the referee blows for a free kick. Kenner adjudged to have brought down Jack Concannon, and it is going to be a free kick on the edge of the box. Good counter from the Blues, and Leeds under pressure. Jenkins marking up on the edge of the box. Huggins being a bit more free. He's able to mark the two that are just floating on the edge should it fall to them. Everyone else man marking with that two-man wall. So plenty of work for Leeds to do here. Unsure who's going to take this. Could be the right-footed option. Richard Ayres, it's low and hard, and Edmondson gets his foot to it. Good bounce for Bryce Azana, who deals with it. Does concede a throw-in. It's good work from Bailey. McCarran equally good. Now he's driving down the left, which is just what he likes to do. He's very direct, is Liam McCarran. Got a couple of goals in the last few weeks, and Pascal Stewart wins a throw-in for the Whites. Stanley's just inside him, Jenkins likewise, and it is Jenkins that he picks out. Hosanna looking for Bogus. It's a good first touch from Bogus, and it's a smart run as well, just allows others to come into the game. Jenkins picks out Struick. He's got McCarron down the line should he want to use him, which he does. To Cresswell, and Leeds being forced back. It's some good pressurising from Birmingham on the edge of the box. Not much free space as Anna steps inside. Looks for that passing behind to Bogus. A cutback is needed. It's just too much on it. And it's unfortunate that from Leeds. Bryce Hosanna very effective at cutting in from the right wing, using his pace, and just unlucky there as Birmingham take this free kick short. A goal kick short, should I say. Struick up to Edmondson. McCarron back to Edmondson. This is good counter-attacking play from Leeds. Edmondson across the face of goal. It's missed by 2. That was a chance for Leeds. The touch from the Birmingham defender, which was Burke, puts Huggins off at the far post. That was really good from McCarron. Edmondson did well to stay on side as well, the Leeds number 9. Took his time before picking his pass. It was a good one as well, but in terms of the head-to-head record, it's not pretty reading for Leeds in terms of the overall number, unbeaten in 9 of the Blues over 90 minutes. Last time out of 3-0 defeats. But of course, the one that mattered was that PDL National title at Ellen Road. And Leeds winning it on penalties after a 0-0 nail-biter. That was back in May. Work from Edmondson. Tireless once more, and he chances his arm at just trying to get up there, chances his arm to get up and hoping to just find a way through. He's done that a few times this season already. That high press, forcing an error that's got him a goal. These two teams got on the ball. Birmingham caught in possession, but they've shown flashes of what they can do. Struick goes first time. He wants to release Stanley, which he does, and that's good 2 touches from the young under-18s player from McCarron back into Stanley. Lovely silky skills. Here is Struick again. He's not got the whip on the cross he desired, but Edmondson thumbs up and appreciates the early idea, the early pass, which could have released him. But inside the 10-minute mark, it is still 0-0 listening here on LUTV. Out for a throw into Leeds. Good work from Noah Kenner. Cresswell. Here is Struick. Kenner. Ball at the top from Cresswell has given McCarron something to chase. Goes for goal. And Ramos saves, and it's a good job he did because Edmondson was coming in. The Blues' form is not the best. 1 win in 5. They've lost 4 of those. Last time out, lost 2-0 to Wigan Athletic, who have been doing okay in recent weeks as well, especially at under-18 level. Lost to Derby, Forest, Burnley, and as I say, Wigan. Their one success came over Sheffield United. That was on the 6th of this month. Sure could look for the run of Stanley, but the two not on the same wavelength. And number 4, which was Thompson Summers went without the ball, but he got away with it. There is Bailey. Press from Hosanna, trying to force the mistake inside Birmingham's half. Not to be this time around, but still a potential there. Good work from Cresswell, who's really impressed the last 3 or 4 weeks. In every game he's played at under 18s and 23s level. At the moment, keeping that centre-back spot his own as Birmingham recover possession. A bit of pinball in the middle of the park. Down the line, Jenkins having to go track this run from Jack Concannon. And Bailey back up the line to Burke. And the turn goes back to centre-back Redmond. Two good interceptions. Cresswell at first, Birmingham got the rebound, and then Kenner nips in. Here is Meslier. One of his special looping balls out from the back that was on show at the Emirates Stadium against Arsenal. Cresswell to Kenner. Over the top, looking for either Edmondson or Bogus. Just too much for both. So Leeds' best chance is across to the far post. If you've only just joined us on LUTV, Edmondson's cross deflected away by Burke. That in turn put off Niall Huggins. Kind of beaten a little too easily. Birmingham got a shooting opportunity should they want to take it. Bailey. Here is Concannon. He does go for goal, and Meslier on hand gets across nicely and just calms things down. But he's a bit guilty there, just diving in a little bit earlier than they should have done. But not the best shot to draw Meslier straight towards him. Cresswell from Kenner. Scorper on the touchline, trying to give his team some instructions, get through this Premier League Cup clash with a victory, which will be their first in the comp. Been much better of late in the league, flying up towards the top of the standings, trying to compete with the likes of Forest. There's Cresswell. Stanley has to watch himself. That's good strength, good awareness as well. Cresswell goes across, and there is Kenner. Bogus to Edmondson. Edmondson flicks the ball forward. It was unlucky. He was trying to pick out McCarran. All very close quarter stuff and a bit tight in there as Birmingham just give the ball straight back to Leeds. They were looking for Kyle Hurst, who switched wings with Concannon. Went nowhere near him as Hosanna goes down the right. This is better from the Whites. Huggins needs a bit of help. It deflects off his shin. He keeps the ball so tight to his feet, and here's Hosanna again. He's going to float it to the far post over Edmondson. Struick tries to bring it under control. Only concedes the throw-in, but again, more good work from Niall Huggins, who caught the eye with his trickery on Monday on the pitch that's in Crewe, which was only described as a swamp, and still showcased them, so potential to be even better today. Hosanna given a bit too much space. He takes it. Jenkins tries to run through the middle as well, but he's stopped in his tracks, and now here comes Struick to put the pressure on. Pace from Pascal Struick. He's got to stop Reed from picking the pass. Here is Bailey. Good work from Bogus to come back and help. He realises there's no pass inside, so he just kept it and won the throw-in. It's good work. Scorpion and Sturgeon needs to be a little bit quicker releasing the ball, trying up the tempo. Nolan Kenner now in possession. Again, just a week or so after he got that new contract. So here is Hosanna on his right-hand side. He's got options in Niall Huggins, but he's just beaten to it. And here is Hurst. Kenner might get a serious talking to here, or a card, and the card is coming. He thought there was very minimal contact there, Nolan Kenner, but the Birmingham player went to ground. And the referee straight away deciding that was a yellow card offence, and you can probably sympathise with him to suggest that if he'd have got to that next phase of play, the Birmingham man, it would have been an attack for them. So he's got to play later this match, Nolan Kenner with a card. Boardman swings the ball in. Meslier again, very competent under the high ball. He's looking for an early release, which he finds eventually in Cresswell after a dummy. McCarron back to Cresswell. Cresswell goes over the top, or at least attempts to for Burgess. It's going to fall back into the hands of Ramos after a good header back from Burke. And Birmingham now trying to power their way through the middle of midfield. It's a potential overlap, and Struick and Meslier one hand to sort that situation out. Jenkins dropping deep into midfield. Watching this as Huggins slips, but still has enough balance to get the ball. Gets a 1-2 shot, comes in, and it's a good save down the near post from Ramos. But Huggins pretty much doing all that himself, falling over on the touchline, getting up and getting to it. There's McCarron going across to take this corner. Huggins had gone short, but ignored. McCarron's getting ready. Ball comes in towards the far post. There's Anna jumping up. Struick comes in. Ramos gets the punch to it. And keeping the ball. It's back to Stanley. Just flicks it to Jenkins. Jenkins to Kenner. On the far right, Leeds have got options, and they used them. Burgess wanted to use the 1-2, but has Anna perhaps in the way. Stanley coming into the middle of midfield, shoots for goal! Just about denied by Ramos, and the new man into the team coming quite central. If he can hit them from range, we might see him get a few goals in these appearances for the 23s. That was some effort, and it will be another corner. Short. McCarron goes back to Kenner instead, and we need to try and stay on side here as Birmingham try and push up. It's a great skill from Nolan Kenner to the far post, looking for Struick. In fact, it's Cresswell. It's not back to Hosanna. Deflected short. It's just going to miss the post, and it will be another corner. I thought it was just going to kiss the upright and bounce in, but not to be for Bryce Hosanna. But Leeds knocking on the door. Still goalless. Listening to this Premier League Cup clash on LUTV. And the Blues not to be underestimated. They're certainly a team that have shown some real threat on the counter. They're just behind Leeds in the table, and it's been a really close game so far, but the last couple of chances all been Leeds' way. Ball comes in, header towards the far corner, just about saved again by Ramos. Top save and powerful header, just getting down to his right, and that's twice now. He's made some really good moves to his left or his right to deny Leeds 3 or 4 important saves in the game in total. The last couple of minutes, Leeds really working in Birmingham's defence. Another Kosh across there from Kenner to Cresswell. Out towards the right. Today's under-23s coverage brought to you by Deliveroo, Food Freedom. As Leeds win the throw-in, which Jenkins will set himself to take. Stanley just about denied. A little acrobatic bit of control as there is McCarron again. Good work from Liam McCarron. Advantage played as Huggins goes early to Edmondson, who was just trying to try and flick it into his stride, and he can't do so. It will be a goal kick, and it's a relieved goal kick as well. It'll take a bit of time here, Birmingham, just to get their breath back and maybe dish out some tactics, because that was pretty intense from Leeds for a few minutes. Intersection from Azana, he's going to get there as well. Now he's going to go straight to the edge of the box. He cuts it back looking for Bogus. It's just too far in front. And it will be a throw in high up the pitch for the Whites. Taken short. Another shot comes in, just dragged wide. And not as effective this time from Stanley. Zana in midfield, brings under control again. So much freedom into Stanley again. Great feet from him. Now can he finish right-footed? Another top stop from Ramos in the Birmingham goal. Huggins comes in, but great performance this from Joseph Stanley. Up from the 18s, and now on his, don't want to say weaker foot, that was a good shot, but he's been predominantly left-footed. This time he cuts in. He's now been told to go further back, but playing as a defender today with 5 on his back, but the latest under-18s player to impress. Cresswell's had a nod from the bench about what this corner could be about to do. So Burgess, Edmondson, Cresswell, Strick, all in there. McCarron has Huggins short. He's going to swing it in. Edmondson misses the ball. It is towards Cresswell, such a threat, and Ramos gratefully brings it into his hands, and it's the last touch from a Birmingham player. Going to Leeds will be taken by Hazana. Needs options. Jenkins across to Cresswell, who has to just get a bit of a wriggle on to get there. Zana gets past these first man. That's a ball-winning challenge. Zana not too happy with it. Birmingham player did well to get up after falling. And they'll come again. He's having to try and get back. Can't get too carried away. McCarron shows the work rate that you need to play for this. Well, not only the 23s, the 18s, all the way down the chain from the first team, but working hard. He's playing as a left winger today, but he's one of the furthest players back towards his own goal, as Hazana is also there to try and help out, and now Cresswell to try and pull the strings from centre back. That's a beautiful ball out to Struick. He can now attack. He's got Edmondson. Edmondson brings it under control. Good feet from him. Floats the cross towards the far post. It's inch perfect to Huggins. Now he's on his inside. He goes down in the box. It's back to Bogus. It's still with Mateus Bogus. And just about stopped. Referee for a second I thought was going to point to the penalty spot, but nothing given. Great ball from Edmondson. Underrated really with the ball at his feet outside the box. He can pick a pass. That first touch always getting better as well, bringing others into the game. That's not a good first touch from Noah Kennett. Can't commit himself, of course, he's on a card. Cresswell can. And Cresswell concedes the free kick as he tried to just wrap the leg around Reed and win the ball. Still goalless, as Boyd Munce was looking to take that free kick quickly. Work from Cresswell. Cannon down the line. Really smart play from Kenner, just stepping up in time. The Birmingham player didn't read the pass. Now Meslier to Cresswell. He's played both sides of centre-back so far this season, so he can play left or right. Over the top, we're defending from Birmingham because there's a couple of Leeds shirts coming in behind with around 15 to go this first half. Karen concedes this throw-in. Boyd Munce through the middle of the park. That's what comes across. He's got Reed to try and think about. There is McCarron putting pressure on Ben Forrest. Still not gone out this ball. Both teams pleading for the decision. But it is Leeds that get it. Will be a goal kick once Illa Meslier gets to the ball. Referee give a free kick down that deep in that corner. Takes it, does Meslier, and it's up towards Edmondson, who does well to shield possession. Karen now helps him out. Needs to try and get out of the tight spot here. That's a free kick again. Thompson Summers going through the back of Liam McCarron. A reminder, it is Queen's Rangers tomorrow, 11:30 start. All the build-up here on LUTV on that Saturday morning. Kick-off, of course, an hour later. You can buy our match pass now for that game down in London as Leeds trying to get past Queen's Park Rangers. Of course, is Millwall in a couple of weeks as well. Birmingham have a throw-in just about level with the edge of the 6-yard box. Well, that was once the player now started to take a few more steps, but good work from Kennett. Cresswell, really smart player as well, he's going to go for goal. To McCarron. Stanley is clipped, and he will be fouled in a good position. And this is a very, very impressive debut from Joseph Stanley. Tess Bogus has already scored a stunning free kick this season. He'll call rank on this, and it's a tough one to cross. So he might try and force a save out of the keeper. Pardon me. He's going to go for goal, and no keeper saving that one. Over the top, still 0-0. He can try again. Deserves the couple more attempts for his goal up at Thorpe Arch a few weeks back. Unless his goal kick is pretty poor. Struick straight through the middle. Leeds trying to counter here. Bogus tries to ride the challenge and get past his man, but he's caught in possession towards Cresswell. Here's Boyd Munce. Concannon. Concannon to Boyd Munce. He's looking a little stretched. Getting back now. Boyd Munce once more. He's had some great battles for the last 18 months, 2 years with Birmingham. This one no difference, as they're going to try and go down the line, and it is towards Kyle Hurst. Nolan Kenner trying to stop him from getting into the box. Hits Kenner on the arm. Referee's going to give the free kick, and he's now have to regroup. Bailey to take, headed towards goal, which is going to float away, and Meslier is just going to about get there. For a second I thought he'd left it too late, but perfect timing. Now goes downfield. What can he pick out? Almost picks out Liam McCarron, who eventually gets there at the second time of asking. Now Leeds on the counter. Stanley back to McCarron. Under pressure from two. Pascal Struick comes across and wins it back, then runs into traffic, and here comes Birmingham again. It is with Bailey, goes down, that like a dive. Referee's given an advantage. Concannon from Stanley. Stanley not happy that the free kick has been given, but Birmingham's players having to catch their breath. They were all back towards their own box. 10 minutes to go of this first half. Reed into the box. Can do his job to put him off, and gets a goal kick for the Whites. On the line, it is towards Huggies. He goes early with the cross. It's cleared away, only as far as Hosanna. And that deflection is only going to go past the keeper, well wide of the target in the end, and out for a goal kick. But it looked a bit different beforehand. Reed wins the throw-in for Birmingham. Struick has gone early with the ball over the top. Looking for Stanley. It's a really good cushioned header. Edmondson just takes it past the Birmingham defender. Now he's going to try and get into the box. Hosanna has Jenkins behind him and goes to Huggins instead. Huggins goes forward looking for Bogus, who's just going to be nudged away from the ball. Another goal kick, and it's A couple of times Leeds have gone for that route in behind and it hasn't worked, but they continue to knock on the door. Cresswell now with work to do. He needs Meslier to come and help him out. Need to get the goal kick. One on the line to Struick. Birmingham clear their lines. McCarron coming back. It will be Birmingham that get the call. Throw-in taken by Hosanna towards Kenner. Into the final few moments now of this first half, this Premier League Cup clash. Jenkins to McCarron. That's a great turn. Now he needs to try and release the ball. He goes on his own again. Just needed one more player to beat before he could do that and play that pass. In all fairness, Birmingham have got back in numbers really well so far today. Cresswell tries to adjust himself and then eventually gets there with a second attempt with a header. Kenner comes across to help him. Bogus, fantastic skill. Tries to nutmeg his man. It pretty much does, but it takes a deflection for a throw-in. But lovely Marseille turn to get out of trouble. Today's LUTV coverage, as always, brought to you by Deliveroo, Food Freedom. Here is Hosanna. Keeps coming. Curling effort from Bogus down the throat of Ramos. Another shot on target for Leeds, but still goalless. Jenkins just can't get there, so Birmingham keep possession. Hosanna has to try and get back. A little twist and a turn from Birmingham towards the edge of the box. Shot's going to come in. It's blocked by Cresswell, and now he can clear. Up towards the Birmingham centre half, which is Joe Redmond. Edmondson. This one being a close game. Meslier has only had to make one save. That might change now, though, as the ball's in behind. Shot comes in. It's over the top, and I think the whistle's gone anyway for offside, much to the disgust of the young man Ryan Burke. But that's another warning sign for Leeds, as Cresswell just essentially hints at a pass that could be coming. Urging one of these players on the left-hand side to push a bit further forward. Meslier trying to assess his options, and Birmingham sure have done their research on him and realised that he can pick a pass for fun, and he did do that towards Bryce Asana, but he just took his eye off the ball. Here comes Hurst. Good work from Hazana. Cresswell tries to beat Bailey, which he's done. Then to Jenkins, then to Kennett. And Leeds making that look oh so easy as Hazana gets caught underneath the ball for a second time, but he wins the throw-in regardless. A couple of minutes to go until half-time. If you're just tuning in to LUTV, we've had a number of chances. Best effort from the edge of the box came from the 23's debutant Joseph Stanley with a really good effort. Bryce Hazana's looked good down the right, so has Niall Huggins. Bogus has had some shots. Stanley also had a shot blocked inside the area. Cresswell's had a header saved. Only real surprise is that Edmondson's not had too much of a chance, being Leeds' number 9. There comes Hurst into the middle for Bailey. Boyd Muntz. Back to Bailey. Jenkins stepping up, trying to turn up the heat on this Birmingham midfield. Stanley as well. Edmondson dropping back. Birmingham keep the ball, and it's out to left for a throw-in, and just for a second looks to be a dangerous move. So a big win this would be if Leeds could get the 3 points today in the Premier League Cup. Bottom of the table at the moment. Did reach the semi-finals of the competition last year, but such a tough competition. Of course, adds to the regular fixtures they play in the PDL North. As here come Birmingham again. Shot's going to come towards the far corner, and it's in, and it's a really good effort from Jayden Reid. Took it out of his feet and picked out that top corner. And Eli Mesley had absolutely no chance. Jayden Reid opens the scoring, and it just before half-time.
1, Leeds United 0.
Real disappointing blow that at the end of the first half for Leeds, but such positive play in the first 25 minutes that hopefully Carlos Cobrad can get an extra gear out of them in this second half. Edmondson, you can see on halfway, just trying to G up the players. Cresswell did it at the edge of the box. Not really anything you could do about the finish. It's more about stopping the ball getting to him in the first place. But in terms of the effort towards goal, just got to tip your hat and move on, as Cresswell does just that, looking over the top to McCarran. He did tell him a few minutes ago he wanted him to get in further in behind. McCarran does have a runner in Bogus, but he has to check his run. Bogus slips as he goes back to Struick, and the referee decides that there's not even a minute of stoppage time to play. So that Jayden Reid goal, the difference between the two teams in this Premier League Cup clash. It is Birmingham 1, Leeds United 0. More action on LUTV shortly.
5, Joseph Stanley 6, Charlie Cresswell 7, Niall Huggins 8, Jack Jenkins 9, Ryan Edmondson 10, Matthias Bush 11, Liam McCarran. Leeds kicking away from the Holywell Fitness Centre, going from left to right. Birmingham kicking towards the Holywell Fitness Centre, number 1 by Ramos in goal, 2 Ben Forrest, 3 Ryan Burke, 4
Welcome back to LUTV's coverage of this Premier League Cup clash between Birmingham and Leeds. This game being played at Loughborough University, and the Blues took the lead just before half-time with a fine finish from Jayden Reid, but the Whites have been panning on the pressure before that. A number of good chances for the likes of Huggins, Hazanat, youngster Stanley, who's playing his first game for the 23s today. And the sun just shining as Leeds have fallen asleep at the back, and now Boyd Munns comes through. Meslier needs to try and stop him, and he's been unable to do so. And Leeds, a really poor start to the second half, have just fallen asleep. They've got caught ball watching, centre-back stepped up, and Boyd Munns wasting no opportunity there. And inside the first minute of this second half, Leeds find themselves 2-0 down in this Premier League Cup. So they'll have some serious work to do as Stewart gets it on the left, cuts it inside to Stanley. Out towards Burgess. Burgess is going to try and spin away. Gets caught in possession. It's back towards McCarran. McCarran is going to get it across to Hazana. Leeds, you feel, have to go all out to try and get at least one goal back before the hour mark, as Higgins can't keep it under control. And Birmingham straight away on the attack, and it's a poor pass. Now gives it a chance to through the two teams, because we didn't have too much time before the second goal for Birmingham. So Leeds go with Meslier. Captain is Hazanaric, Struick, Kenner, Stanley, Cresswell, Huggins, Jenkins, Edmondson, Burgess and McCarran. And it's Harrison Mayle, Stuart McKinstry, Cole Gibbon, Max McMillan and Bobby Camworth in the subs roles for Leeds today. Birmingham, it's Ramos, Forrest, Burke, Thompson, Somers, Redmond, Badrami, Hurst, Boyd, Munst, Reid, Bailey, Concannon, Gordon, Bradley Hurst, Campbell, Miller and George. So the weather's improved, but the scoreline has not. So Leeds need to try to tighten up at the back, take advantage of those chances that they will create. They're going to get opportunities. Turn from Boyd Munns, gets past Burgess. Here comes Burke. It's better from Struick. Gets in early. Will concede a throw-in. Not even the pace of Bryce Hannah can get there.
Second Birmingham goal was scored by number 8, KLM Boyd Munns. That was in the 47th minute. Birmingham 2, Leeds 0.
Ball inside to Huggins. Leeds have to watch out here. They've given it away. Cameron Boyd gets the ball away, and the shot comes in, and it's going to be wide of Meslier's near post, and Leeds just guilty of switching off at a crucial stage of the game. Early doors in this second half. Could have happened again. left. In the middle, now with Bailey. McCarron working hard again. That's good work from Liam McCarron. Forces the error. Edmondson's going to try and keep it in play. Good touch from Hosanna in the middle of the park. That's better from Leeds, just forcing the error, early pass forward to nobody, and can now build after these first tough 5 minutes of the second half. Burgess forward. Out towards Edmondson. There is Struick. Into the middle. Stanley knocks the ball back. It's into Burgess. It was Jenkins, in fact, there. Hosanna going early looking for Huggins. It's intercepted by Burke. Leeds now have to get back. Now Huggins doing what he can to do just that. And Leeds stretched after giving the ball away. Cresswell steps up. That's going to be a free kick. See, he got the ball, Charlie Cresswell, but didn't look like it was a big enough touch. Bailey to take this free kick. Looping ball in, takes a deflection. Struick doesn't get all of it on the clearance, but Leeds get away with that, and McCarron will ride the challenge of one. Skips past another. Now he tries to play the ball in behind. Huggins had gone early. I thought it was Stanley. He went far too early. Offside flag comes up. Ball out to the right. Shot's going to come in. Another curler from the edge of the box and over the bar and hits the back of the net. And Meslier just trying to quicken things up. Gets the ball through. Stanley under pressure. Does well to get away at first. Cresswell goes forward and probably a bit too much pressure on him as he gives the ball away. throw-in taken. No changes as of yet, but there's options for Leeds. Harrison Mayle, Stuart McKinstry, Cole Gibbon, Max McMillan and Bobby Canwer. The Whites under pressure again as the ball comes forward. Burke. Soft free kick. Didn't look to be much in it, but the referee gives it. Boydman stood over it once again, that left foot of his in those fluorescent yellow boots. Ball over the top, headed back inside. It's flicked away. That's good work from McCarran, forcing Birmingham back towards halfway. Hazana nips in again, Edmondson. Quick counters on here, and pardon me, Hazana is fouled. That's got to be a yellow card. Boydman's chopping him to the floor and knows exactly what he's doing. Once I get my teeth back in. And Leeds were well on their way down the right there and looking in a terrific position. Zana takes this one short. It is towards Mateus Bogus. Kenner to Stanley. Looping ball down the left, and that's just going to bounce out of play. And behind for a goal kick. Back to Ramos. Across the back four he'll come. Ball in behind. It's towards Burke on the left. Into the midfield for Concannon, and Birmingham now starting to dictate the play a lot more than they were in the first. Towards the far post, Kenner heads away. And Mateus Bogus, it's a sloppy touch in midfield. He was caught late. The referee's not done anything about that. It's up towards Hazana. It's back toward Dylan Meslier, who will take a touch before looking at his options and once again try to spray the ball out, and this time he gets caught between three ideas and none of them come off. Here comes now Huggins. He's trying to do it all on his own. He takes past the ball past one. It's a lovely ball to McCarran. It's just going to fall too far in front of him. Here is Struick. Loops it in looking for Edmondson, and Birmingham will get away with that, and it's unlucky. Now Huggins had done so much more hard work than he was rewarded with. Ball out towards the right hand side. Now a real opportunity to switch the play, and Birmingham caught out. It's good work from Cresswell. It's good to see. He's looking a bit more stretched than they were in the first 45 minutes. It's not been a good second half in terms of attacks. They've not made Ramos make a save, and they just have to try and ride this period out. This team's got enough quality about them to come back. It's just going to be a tough 30 minutes of really digging your heels in and perhaps some fresh ideas off the bench. Bogus just puts Bailey under pressure. Cresswell looking for Kenner. Eventually it finds Niall Huggins, who will just drop the shoulder and come away with the ball. Hosanna nearly gets caught out. Leeds trying their hand and eventually getting away with it. All one-touch passing as Cresswell now tries to spread the play to Pascal Struijk. He's got options down the left. One of them is Stanley. He's got McCarron on his inside. Struijk to Stanley. Now can he pick out a pass? It's into Struijk, it's into McCarron. No one's had the space to shoot. Edmondson's in there. Stanley's going to have to go all the way to the byline to retrieve possession. McCarron, he will swing the ball in. It's looking for Edmondson, but he was two alone, and Struijk looks for the pass to Hosanna. And eventually Birmingham will get a touch of that and clear. There is Hosanna. Ball in behind, down the right-hand side. And he's with Bailey. He skips away. Bailey's going to come forward. Dante's past 2 or 3, and Leeds have got plenty of bodies back. Now to try and make sure no shot comes in. It's good work from Noah Kenner. There is Struijk, but he gives it away. Birmingham will win the throw-in. There's going to be a sub here. Birmingham first to alter their squad. Leeds getting 2 ready. So Tate Campbell has come on. Leeds have sent on Bobby Camworth and Cole Gibbon. So Gibbon has been playing centre midfield for
one for Birmingham City on number 14, Tate
the
Campbell.
under-18s.
He's replaced number 7, Kyle Hurst. And then 2 for Leeds United, on coming number 14,
Bobby Camworth
Cole
is
Gibbon. And
a winger.
Bobby Kamara.
He's had a few injury problems to try and overcome, but hopefully through them now.
And number 3, Pascal Struijk.
Leeds win the throw-in. Strong challenge in midfield. Campbell wins a free kick. Hosanna down the right. It's good work from Brad Hosanna, and Wins a throw in high up the pitch. Asking for a free kick, which could well have been given. Today's coverage brought to you by Deliveroo, Food Freedom. Hosanna, the skipper today, turns on his inside. He's going to try and drive it forward to Edmondson. Wants the 1-2. It's a bit behind him. A bit more pressure this from Leeds. A bit better ball retention as they go down the left. There's Stanley and Huggins. Huggins is body checked, and that's going to be a free kick. Plenty of bodies. Stanley just making a late run into the area, just trying to confuse Birmingham. Crucial moment in the game. This is the free kick's taken. Birmingham head clear. Swept away down the left. Into the middle of the park. Bogus switches the play out towards the far left hand side as well. Now they're going to try and dance into the middle. Little cut back inside, and it's fired away. Here's Jaden Reed, who's caused Leeds problems all day. Got the first goal for the Blues. Tries to hold the ball up and gives it to Concannon. Good work from Leeds. Camwa just getting a touch to that. Meslier back to Cresswell. Camwa, he's stopped illegally by Bailey. Zana floating ball out towards the left hand side. Nearly gets to it, does Stanley. Thumbs up from him. Oh, sorry, Huggins, should I say. Cole Gibbons playing that number 14 shirt in the middle. Barely touched it since coming on, but if he gets it, don't be surprised to see him charging through the middle. Great energy in the middle of the park from the youngster. Stanley again, who at the moment is on the losing side, but he's had a terrific debut in the 23s. Shot comes in, it's past Meslier's near post. He's taken it quickly, Meslier. It's a nice idea. He's just put too much on it, but Leeds do have to start rolling the dice a little bit now. Jenkins through the middle. Loses out though as Bailey gets possession. Leeds really have not had it their own way in this second half. Some top saves from Ramos denied them in the first. Quite superb goal at the end of the first, put them behind, and then a lapse in concentration. Not something we've seen in the last few weeks for the U23s, unbeaten in 8, 7 wins, 1 draw. This Premier League Cup campaign has not been too kind to them. And they have 20 minutes to now go and try and resurrect it and get a draw at Leeds. As Gibbon goes to Stanley, it's back to Kenner. Good touch. And even better out towards Camwa now. He's got pace to burn. He's going to try and drive into the box. He's got a lot of time to pick an option. Bobby Camwa, a turn inside. He's going to go for goal. And doesn't get all on the shot, and eventually it'll trickle out, and maybe a sign of a player that just wants to prove a point. And good feet, good positioning, everything good before he got to the shot. And Bryce Zana's not happy with something as the Leeds skipper. He's going to come across to say something, at least double check what the ref's telling the Birmingham player. Such is the durability of Leeds' team. Zana's now playing a bit more central. Birmingham under pressure. Here comes Edmondson trying to force the error out of Ramos, and that's unlucky from Edmondson. Defender just turning him at the last second. That's what Leeds need as Boydmans sweeps the ball out to the left. Far too much space. They're going to try and take it. Ball comes forward. Here is Reed again. He will go for goal. Straight into the wall behind the goal. And this at the University of Loughborough Stadium. Comes. Camwa moves out of the way. Here's Edmondson. Edmondson's going to try and get in behind. There is Camwa. Slips as he tries to go round the defender. No real touch on him, and the referee just going to give a goal kick. He's unlucky. Should be a free kick to Leeds, and is. Now Huggins wins it. Another player that's really stepped up for the 23s last couple of games. Was great against Crewe. A player that's so direct, just gets his head down, drive to the box, and can play either side, right or left, and he has to switch flanks to allow Camwa to come into the game. It's McCarran and Struick that had made way for Camwa and Gibbon. Ball towards the far post. Ramos came for it, didn't get anything on it, and Cresswell was nearly there to try and steer it home. Ramos asking for a free kick. Don't really know what he saw was wrong, but Cresswell's allowed to go for the ball.
96. So 96 people.
Ball forward. Edmondson tries to stay on side and he hasn't done so. That was a real opportunity for Leeds. Should he have checked his run? There was players in support. Around 15 to go, it would have been perfect. Timing for the goal, change for Leeds, and number 15 of Max McMillan, who is a centre forward. He's getting himself ready, and Ryan Edmondson is the man that's going to come off.
Substitution for Leeds coming off, number 9, Ryan Edmondson.
It's frustrating day at the office for Ryan Edmondson. Not being given a single chance. But continued as he always does to work hard, try and set up others. And did with a lovely ball out to the right for Huggins in the first half. Here is Cresswell. Too bright as Anna. Leeds just need to try and keep it on the floor, go through the gears, try and bring the pace of McMillan into the game as they've tried to do there. That's good from Azana, he steps up, but again he's unlucky. Budmunds just tries to wrestle him off the ball, and the Birmingham midfielder is telling his keeper to just calm things down and just make it quite boring really for the final 15. Which is no surprise considering they have a 2-0 lead. Ball playing back. McMillan able to put enough pressure on. It'll go forward to Meslier, who is far enough out of his goal to just chest it and try and bring it away. Jenkins from Cresswell. Now to Hazana, who wanted it a little bit farther in front of him. And there is Jenkins again. That's good from Jenkins. And now Huggins on the right. Terrific pace. Hazana steps in. It just will not fall for Leeds in this second half. Here is Thompson Summers. Leeds a stretch. Great work from Cresswell. Flies in. Thompson Summers has felt the effects of that, but the ball was won. Cresswell's complaining at it, but really strong tackle. Did one for the under-18s around 10-12 days ago, which was just as menacing. Didn't see much wrong with that myself, but I hope the Birmingham player is okay, of course. Can't argue they've not deserved their lead in the second half.
Second substitution for Birmingham City coming on, number 16, Aidan
Give a reminder of our under-23s coverage. He's been brought to you by Deliveroo, Food Freedom. A couple of the players coming across for a drink to try and get some last-minute instructions. Thompson Summers coming across. Leeds will get the chance to just start again with Cresswell from where the tackle was made. Cresswell caught out in possession there. He's Reed into Bailey. It's quick this from Birmingham. Need to try and push up. Two players got caught in two minds in the edge of the box. Boydmans went for goal. Perhaps put off by his left back who was coming across every time the ball got closer to him. Maybe got in his line of sight. Midfield it comes, it's out to the left. Reed again, who would probably get the man of the match award today. Goes past Cresswell. Jenkins gets the touch to it, it's a good block. Headed up and away by Gibbon. Gibbon still trying to win the ball back, can't get a tackle in at first, then he can we? To Burgess. Burgess switches the play looking for Stanley. Stanley's got options inside, but he goes down the line to McMillan, can't find him, so Bailey picks up the pieces. 9 to go of the regulation 90 minutes. So poor pass from Birmingham. Now Leeds can try and exploit them in behind from Hosanna. He was looking for McMillan, and it goes all the way through, and there's a couple of Leeds players just losing their heads a little. That was a great chance, perhaps taken too early. Foul throw in, Leeds will take it with Stanley. Burke. Gibbon trying to set the tempo, put the pressure on, force a mistake. Good interception from Kenner. 83 and a half gone. You only just joined us on LUTV. It's Jaden Reed and Boyd Mintz with the goals for Birmingham. And it's Premier League Cup meeting at Loughborough University. Jenkins looking through the middle, but it was too risky. Leslie, it's a strong first touch, too strong, and behind for a corner, and just leaves his players are getting frustrated. As I mentioned earlier, it's not often they've felt like this in the last few weeks. Unbeaten in 8, 7 wins, 1 draw. And the learning curve for them. Easy to forget as well. There's a lot of under-18s players in this team today, and deserve to be there on merit as well, but just sometimes caught cold today, especially in this second half. Ball comes in, Meslier is there to deny them. Really good save to his left, had to get there quickly. A bit more power from Birmingham, you probably feel he can't get to it. And Jenkins, Meslier wanted him to go a bit further forward with it. Under pressure though, Jenkins, he picked out his preferred option. There's Cresswell. Up and away down the right. That was Burgess with a decent run. Hosanna now coming across. Leeds trying to at least get a consolation if they can. There's 5 to go. Bright as Anna again. He's got McMillan in front of him. He's got Tuggins as well. Here is Bogus that running in behind, and it is Bogus he picks out. It's good work from Leeds. Ball in. Possibly should have been someone on the edge of the box waiting for it, but that was because so many players had a bit of move for the throw in. There were a couple out of position.
Birmingham City's final substitution was number 15 on Amari Miller for number 11 Jack Kincaid.
Tanner again looking for Bogus. Birmingham have dealt with that and then cleared the ball away. Kenner does enough. Didn't mean that, but we'll say he did. Terrific well from Cole Gibbon in midfield. Now he deserves to have a go from here, perhaps. Pushes it to Bogus. He's got options on the left, and it is with Bobby Camwer. Camwer onto his right foot, goes for goal. And the keeper denies him. Ramos gets to it. Bobby Camwer cutting in on his stronger right foot. It's a decent effort from there. Birmingham keeping hold of the ball and just wasting a little bit more time. Up it goes. Bogus brings it under control. Does he just about gets there? Does Gibbon? More good work from him. Oh, and Kenner rise the challenge and finds Cresswell. Birmingham have not had too much of the ball the last couple of minutes, but it has been scrappy from Leeds. Huggins picks it up. Mistake from Burke. Here is McMillan now. Perhaps this is Leeds' last chance to get a counter-attack, and Burke, despite falling over, got to the ball from McMillan. Here is Hosanna. Huggins beaten to it, but they're going to come back for the free kick. Huggins stuck his leg out to try and bring down the Birmingham player. So Cresswell's good work is for nothing. Coming forward, it's another looping ball over the top. Cresswell's underneath it, and it's calm and assured at the back from Charlie Cresswell. And Bogus from the middle to the left for Noah Kenner, who's touched his ball and just pretty much sums up the second half for Leeds. Just not got going.
Fourth official has indicated that there will be 3 minutes of added time at the end of the second half.
Ball into the middle, flicked over the top. Shot's going to come in. He's going to hit Stanley, and he has to get up to his feet despite being slightly winded. Leeds have not got time to, unfortunately, waste the round. There's 3 minutes of stoppage time as Jenkins gets the ball. A good first touch from him. Burgess a bit flat-footed as he brought it under control. Now Birmingham on the left. Ball comes across and Leeds are stretched again. Jenkins, Kenner's got work to do. A Reed, Meslier saves too easy. Poor connection from Reed, but again Ilan Meslier had to do something and did it rather well. McMillan, here is Bryce Azana. Now he wants a rung to help him out. He's got one in the shape of Niall Huggins. Will he go for goal? Delays and delays again. Now he's got to try and cut this ball back. Azana's offside. The momentum with it has gone, and Niall Huggins perhaps could have shot first time. He will go for goal, and he hits it straight over the bar. And frustration all round for Leeds. That was a good opportunity. There's 2 to go. It is still Birmingham 2, Leeds United 0. Boyd Munce across. Here it is now with Madrami. Meslier across to Kenner. Kenner's trying to drive the ball out towards Camwa. Camwa, great run from him. That's going to draw a foul and a free kick, and that's what Bobby Cam was all about. Head down, using his pace and his trickery. And if he can stay fit, he'll be a real addition to this 23s lineup for the rest of this season. There's Bogus over the free kick. Camwa just moving into a different space across the face of goal. It was coming towards Hazana, but it's headed away, and Birmingham, well, they're going to keep hold of their clean sheets. And this 2-0 scoreline. One last chance for Leeds. Referee's got the whistle to his mouth, and he doesn't even play the allotted 3 minutes. Leeds beaten 2-0 here at Loughborough University. A first half goal from Jaden Reed. A second half one has had the first minute of the second half from Boyd Munst. And Leeds wasting their chances in the first 45. A great debut though for Joseph Stanley, and plenty of lessons for Carlos Corbrand's men. Thank you once again for joining us on LUTV. That's all from us today.
And then early on